Welcome to the world of backpackers. Today we'll be looking at the information-seeking behaviors of backpackers and the progress that they have as they go from the beginning of their trip to the end of their trip. But first, let's understand more about the identity of backpackers. Backpacker identity is made up of three parts: their attitudes, their motivations, and their actions. Looking at their attitudes, backpackers tend to reject tourist as a descriptor. They prefer long journeys to short vacations, and they seek off the beaten path experiences. The motivations for backpackers to travel include gaining cultural knowledge, relaxing, experiencing self discovery, and social experiences. Actions that go along with the backpacker identity are engaging in cultural holidays, interacting with locals, and experiencing creative and diverse activities. So now that we understand backpackers a little better, let's look at their information needs. Information needs for backpackers can be divided into three parts of their travel journey: pre-trip, during trip, and post-trip. In the pre-trip planning stages, they gather information about their travel plans, mainly through word-of-mouth recommendations. They're looking for recommendations on destination, lodgings, and transportation. While they're on their trip, their needs have mostly to do with adjusting their trip, their travel plans, and finalizing details. And this replanning is done primarily with the travel guides and local maps. Once their trip is concluded, backpackers tend to share their experiences in a variety of ways. Facebook provides an opportunity for them to share with their friends their experiences and pictures from their trip. They might also engage in forums online for backpacker communities or traveling communities, and they go back and leave reviews for places where they've been during their trip. So now that we understand their needs, we can look at how information centers can best meet these needs and provide the information backpackers are seeking. There are several information centers that backpackers turn to. First is the library. In libraries, they can find books and tour guides for their trip planning needs. They can access computers that allow them to get online and do internet searches and other activities that help them in all three stages of their trip experience. Libraries can also offer programs and reference help that can guide backpackers and encourage the community to grow. Visitor centers at the places where backpackers go can also provide information. They're a good source for maps and guides and local information, especially timely information for the various seasons. It's also a place that backpackers can gather to start a journey or to meet up with people they are meeting along their trip. Hostels are an interesting place to become an information center for backpackers. Hostels are associated with backpackers because it is a budget-friendly way to lodge. And the nature of hostels with communal living spaces and shared kitchen and living room areas really promotes information exchange. It's a place where backpackers gather to storytell and where they pass around books that they're reading, things of note. Hostels themselves can also organize local cultural experiences for their guests to participate in. And finally, the internet as a information center, which is important for backpackers, especially those who travel with smartphones, because it means that it's always available to them. They use search engines quite often to find information and to access social networks and forums. It helps them stay connected with friends and family who are not traveling with them, and also to continue to coordinate plans with those who are traveling with them. So backpackers have quite an extensive experience around the world and are quite influenced by their backpacking experience. I think it's interesting to note that backpackers move from influenced to influential. At first, as they're gathering information and preparing for their trip, Especially if it's the first travel experience, they rely heavily on word of mouth and reviews that have been left by previous travelers. But as backpackers become more experienced with traveling, they move to a place where they are sharing reviews and they are giving word of mouth recommendations to others who are planning trips. Another way that backpackers exert influence is in volunteering in the communities where they travel and in creating programs and opportunities for others to also volunteer and to become participants in local communities. So, as backpackers come back from their trips, information centers can use their experiences and their resource, the influence of backpackers to help um, create a community awareness of the world and opportunities for local places to learn more about worldwide experiences of these backpackers. So, backpackers who love to travel the world also like to come home and share what they've learned and make the world a better place.